All right, welcome back to the channel. Let me talk about two of my favorite young fighters, Gervonta Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez. And yes, I said Teofimo Lopez is one of my favorite young fighters because of the moves that man has been making in the business, on his business. Can't help but respect it. What his father's done, making that moolah. However, they're a little bit out of pocket with this Gervonta Davis knockout prediction. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So Teofimo Lopez is the man at 135 pounds, without a doubt. He has the IBF belt, he has the WBA belt, he has the WBO belt. Not going to count that WBC because it's just whack. It's a franchise championship. But to be fair to Teofimo Lopez, he didn't invent the nonsense. He just took advantage of it. And hey, man, it is what it is. And now that I see what he did, coupled with his that push of this fight with Kambosos to Triller Entertainment by pushing that fight into a purse bid and giving himself over a $2 million raise. I think he got a $2 million raise by that move. Absolutely astute businessman and his father, astute young businessman, and Teofimo Lopez. Love the move that they made. So now we're going to see that fight, and Teofimo Lopez Sr. says, look, that fight is going to go one round. Teofimo Lopez is going to get rid of Kambosos very quickly. And then he goes on to say that he will also get rid of Gervonta Davis in 2 rounds, right? So I'm like, okay, you really feeling yourself. Personally, I'll believe it when I see it about that fight taking place. But I will admit that Teofimo Lopez for Gervonta Davis, it does have a significant problem, right? Where I might favor Teofimo Lopez to win that fight. I do not favor him to win by knockout like that, but we'll talk about that in 1 second, because obviously there is something more important that Teofimo Lopez has on his plate than Gervonta Davis, and that is a fight with Devin Haney. Now, Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney is definitely the fight that should take place next after this Kambosos fight for Teofimo Lopez, for obvious reasons. The most obvious being that should be considered the WBC, that he is the WBC champion, Devin Haney. So fighting Devin Haney would give Teofimo Lopez an undisputed championship, or it would give him a loss, one or the other, right? Because I think that, there's a very good chance that Devin Haney will beat Teofimo Lopez. I definitely don't see it happening, in Teofimo Lopez knocking out Devin Haney. I see it going 12 rounds. It goes 12 rounds. I see a solid, maybe split decision win for Devin Haney. But we actually have to get there first. Devin Haney has that fight with Jorge Linares. Devin Haney's also talking about that fight with Vasily Lomachenko. But that's pretty much what the 135-pound division is, right? Which makes the statement about Gervonta Davis a little bit out of place. Now, Gervonta Davis did win a title, right, at 135, the WBA regular title, which would put him in a position, I do believe, to make a mandatory challenge for Teofimo Lopez for the WBA belt if he so wanted to push it. But Gervonta Davis's last fight was at 130 pounds, and he made that weight very easily. I was at the fight watching Gervonta Davis fight Leo Santa Cruz, and I'm sure people said that they could see it on TV, but in person, it was very, very obvious that Leo Santa Cruz was a much bigger guy than Gervonta Davis was, even though he started his career, he fought at 118, 122, 126, and then 130, right? So on his 4th weight division, I think that's his 4th weight class. That just tells you that Leo Santa Cruz was really, really, really draining down to make those other weight classes, and he's just a naturally bigger guy than Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis has had issues making weight at 130 before, like when he lost his title on the scale to Francisco Fonseca on the undercard of the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Conor McGregor fight. He missed weight for that particular fight, and lost his title, came out and knocked out Francisco Fonseca, then came back and won the WBA super title. I think that might have been against Hugo Chavez or one of the guys. Again, I think maybe it was Hugo Chavez he won that fight against. Please forgive me and correct me in the comments section if that wasn't the particular fight, right? But those fights are down there at 130 pounds, right? Those are not 135 pound fights. So when you look at the fight with Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo Lopez obviously has a very, very big size advantage over Gervonta Davis, and I would suspect he also has a reach advantage over him. He's just, generally speaking, just a much bigger guy. Gervonta Davis, probably the highest he should ever go is 135 pounds. Teofimo Lopez is probably going to wind up being, he could probably go as high as 150. Definitely go as high as 147. I don't think with his like his arm length and that he should be up at 154 with those taller, longer guys. But you just have two guys that are very, very different sizes. So can Teofimo Lopez beat Gervonta Davis? I think that if he decided that he wanted to try to box and stay on the outside, maybe he could beat him like that. If he comes and he rushes him and he tries to get him out of there, okay, you better get him out of there very, very early, because if you gas yourself at all trying to go with Gervonta is going to put that hurt on you. And I also believe that Gervonta Davis more than likely has a back foot that you've not seen before, right? Now, many people have talked about what actually happened in the training in the sparring matches between the two. Now, I can't say when those things actually took place, right? When in the career it took place, but those guys are not they're not, how could you say, they're not, there's not a great age difference between the two of those guys. One, I think maybe 23, Gervonta maybe 23, maybe turned 24. I think Teofimo Lopez is 22 by now, 21, 22. So there's really only 2 years difference between them. And when you looked at the skill set of those guys fighting in that ring, if those guys both improved at the same rate, the skill advantage is just heavily in Gervonta Davis's advantage. Now, I don't think that Gervonta could do against Teofimo Lopez what he did with Leo Santa Cruz, right? Which is just kind of, block punches. I mean, that's pretty much what he did when he realized that Leo Santa Cruz really couldn't hurt him with anything. He just started blocking, deflecting shots, parrying shots, walked him down, and got him out of there. Teofimo Lopez, he would have to break down Teofimo Lopez to get to that point. I know Gervonta Davis has tremendous body shots, tremendous body work, and when he is in that mid range, he is just deadly, because you miss, he's gonna make you pay, and he's gonna make you pay something nasty, and he definitely in my opinion has the power to hurt Teofimo Lopez and stop him. But most of this is just mental, wah-wah, because the situation with Floyd Mayweather Jr. is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not going to have that fight take place, right? If he wanted that fight, he could force that fight now as a WBA mandatory and really push for it. I don't see that happening. What I see for Gervonta Davis is I see Gervonta Davis being continually built into a star. I think you're going to start seeing him get better matches. I actually hope to see that he can get get that fight with Gary Russell Jr. with Gary Russell Jr. moving up from 126 to 130. But all in all, I like the confidence in Teofimo Lopez. I don't see that happening with Gervonta. And honestly, the fight itself is probably a 55-45 fight for Gervonta Davis. As I go through it, I could switch back on what that is, but still a lot of respect for the Teofimo Lopez and the Lopez family. And you let me know what you think in the comment section. Who will win this fight with Gervonta and Teofimo Lopez? By knockout, by unanimous decision? Let me know. And with that, I'm out. Peace.